Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Dallas Cowboys and going over whether or not I think they should pursue signing quarterback Cam Newton. But before that topic, question for those of you in comment down below. I want to hear your predictions for the season opener. Cowboys versus Buccaneers. Who you got winning that matchup? Comment down below. Bucs or Cowboys. Getting straight into it though, I'm sure many of you heard. If you did not though, for some reason, Cam Newton has been released by the New England Patriots and is probably looking for a job. But there's a lot of variables to go into this. Cam Newton, he said it before, he said it publicly, he believes he's not a backup quarterback, and going to Dallas, he's not going to outbeat Dak Prescott for the job. Dak Prescott, the top 10 quarterback. Cam Newton is maybe a top 32 starting quarterback. That's where he stands as of right now. So, obviously, Cam, just for this to even be in consideration before the Cowboys even call him, even look at what shape he's in, what mental capacity he's in, worrying about Dak and his injuries, and if they even need a backup, they need to understand, or Cam needs to understand, is he willing to be a backup? He would go into Dallas and maybe be granted an opportunity if a fluke injury happened, but outside of last year, Dak doesn't get banged up, and he doesn't ever play bad enough to where we're like, oh, should we throw in the second string? That just doesn't happen. But Cam Newton is a great locker room guy that I think could contribute to this team just for the heart he has with the game, the mentorship and the leadership he can provide for some of these younger guys. I think could really help out. They cleared a little bit of the depth chart at the quarterback position, getting rid of Garrett Gilbert and Ben DiNucci. I'd love to see Cam Newton be a Dallas Cowboy. I'm not a Cowboys fan by any means, but I think that'd be a good spot for Cam, really keep his name still on the map, yet no longer still being a starting quarterback. No one really expecting him to be MVP Cam anymore. I think that'd be the best bet for him as far as backup positions go. Outside of being Mahomes' backup, where you have a great chance of winning a Super Bowl ring, as far as, still being relevant, still being a guy that is talked about here and there as a backup, I think Dallas would be a great spot that he could contribute through off the field and inside the locker room. On the field, obviously, his QB vision and his IQ could help out, but as we know, his physicality of actually playing on the football field isn't going to help. And looking at it, if for some reason Dak did get hurt, I'd like to have Cam as my backup quarterback. He's probably one of the better backup options amongst the league outside of, your Jimmy G, Trey Lance situations, or trying to think of another one. Cam Newton and Mac Jones was a decent backup option, but you guys know what I mean. Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, that's another good backup. You're not going from Tom Brady to Blaine Gabbert or Mahomes to Chad Penny. Cam Newton, not saying he's great, but he is on the brink of still being a starting quarterback where Dallas has some star power behind Dak if he were to go down. Again, I don't think anyone wants that to happen, whether it be Dak, whether it be a fan, whether it be the Cowboys, but still, there's a lot more to still go into it, starting with Cam wanting to possibly take one last swing at being a starting guy. Maybe he wants to go to New York and try to battle out Daniel Jones for a starting position and get his one final at-bat of being a starting guy and showing he could still be a part of a franchise or the face of a franchise. Maybe he wants to go to Denver and try and outbeat Drew Lock and Teddy B, or go to Washington, reunite with Ron Rivera and try and outbeat Fitzpatrick, or go to Miami, try to outbeat Tua, go to Indianapolis and just hope Carson Wentz get hurt again, because there's a good chance that could happen. Cam may be looking to be a number one guy still. I can't blame him. Who doesn't want to be the face of their team or still be the guy? No one really wants to accept that they're now a B-type player. But that really does have a short list of Cam Newton. However, if he's willing to accept the role of being a backup versus saying, I'm going to retire, I think there would be 32 in the teams that would be open to taking Cam as their backup quarterback. Obviously not the Patriots, and obviously not some rare circumstances, but you guys know what I mean. I think a lot of teams would be okay to have Cam on their team if he really was officially okay and officially understanding that he has to be the bigger man here and realize there is no QB battle here. There is no controversy who's QB1, who's QB2. This is your QB2 or QB3. That's the competition, and you may have a spot at starting if our guy went down. There is no, you're not going to outbeat this guy in practice, in camp, in the season, in preseason. You're the number 2 guy, and if the strike comes, if someone going down, your chance will be given, but don't want any controversy. And you also have to consider, a lot of people are, bringing up the fact that Cam isn't on with the COVID protocol and no one wants to bring that to their team, and he's unvaccinated and yada, yada, yada. I don't want to get into that, but still, it is a small factor for a team that might not be looking to add an issue. What if the Cowboys bring in Cam and all of a sudden he gets COVID and gives it to Dak. Now there's a big issues, and the Cowboys don't want to deal with that. Maybe if he was vaccinated and they knew the odds of that were a lot lower, they would consider, but still, a lot of variables to take into this equation. Again, I don't think Dallas needs to do this or has to do this, but I think they should just listen, watch the radar, see how Dak's lat is doing, how his shoulder is doing, how his ankle is doing. We haven't seen this guy really play in preseason, in training camp. As soon as his ankle was ready, boom, baseball injury right on his shoulder, right around in the lat area. They had to reach out to the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees to try and figure this out. It's a weird injury, and we got to see how he rebounds off it. If he's a little shaky or needs to take a week off, like I said, Cam is an option that could keep you in contention of a football game, keep things interesting. He's not going to be Nick Foles probably where he wins you a Super Bowl ring, but he's also not going to be, it's not a backup coming in. That's my level of talent where there's just, dear God, zero hope. He'll still keep your team in somewhat contention, especially with that offense of a good O-line, Zeke, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Blake Jarwin. Defense has got some specks of talent, Trevon Diggs. We'll see how Micah Parsons is. Jalen Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence. We're just going to have to see how some of these guys are. Keanu Neal. I'm excited to see it. I think this Cowboys team has a relatively high ceiling this year. I think they should, like I said, keep Cam on the radar. They don't need to do this or have to do this or call him today. But if he continues to loom around being a free agent and you're just looking for an extra guy that you think would be a good number 2 option, call him up, see if he's willing to take a veteran minimum. Call him up, see if he's willing to take an incentive contract. Nothing big. Cam Newton's got to expect he's not going to get more than $2 million max is the way I see it. So, I don't know. If you got some extra cash, I think he'd be a decent backup option, just especially for the presence he could bring to that locker room. I think if he's willing to be the bigger man and swallow the pill, being an official backup, he can play a big role in that heart of the team. But we'll just have to see. You guys tell me, are you all for, all against it? You want to see Cam go somewhere else? You want to see Cam retire? Whatever your thoughts are, comment down below. And referring back to the question of the day, who do you got winning that matchup? Cowboys-Bucks, reigning Super Bowl champs, opening night. Tom Brady coming off a win. Dak Prescott coming off an injury. Bucks have a top 5, top 3, top 1 defense possibly. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, AB, Scotty Miller, Rob Gronkowski. Not to say the Cowboys don't have some talent as well. I've already named it earlier. But due to the defense and where Brady's coming off of and where Dak's coming off of, I got to go with the Bucks at home, especially too. But you guys tell me. I want to hear your thoughts as always. And of course, thank you for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.